Hey guys, just wanted to do a little bit of a different video today to mark Harry Smith Short's 1 year anniversary. So I've decided to do a voiceover and sort of re-edit this video from about a year and a half ago. So I'm turning a Norway maple dish right now. I just thought it'd be an interesting one because I love the grain of this piece. So obviously as the turning process goes on, it'll be unveiled a little bit more, and that's really why I love wood turning so much, or I love wood and woodworking. It's that sort of revealing the natural beauty. You never know what you get. You know, when you cut into that log, or I'm a real stickler for keeping even the smallest bit of offcut and stuff like that. And every year I help my dad with sort of cutting the logs. The amount of pieces I sort of take for myself because there's an interesting bit of grain in it, or the colours are slightly different, or the spalting looks good. There's just so many reasons that I want to keep a piece of wood. And it's a bit of a problem, but yeah, I think that all started so years ago. I used to go to my my granddad's after school sometimes, and he had a large workshop, and he'd make all sorts for me. Still got the planes and helicopter that he made before out of wood, and he had all these different species, and I always used to be completely fascinated about, there's so many different types of tree out there, and they produce all these different pieces of wood, and they all look different. And I remember going through his off-cut bin and stealing all the small bits and taking them home, and being told off by my parents that I don't need that tiny little piece of off-cut, and just thinking, I don't know how much energy that's in that piece of wood. And that's what I love so much about wood, is that there's a real soul and there's energy in the piece that you're working with, and you can really feel it, and especially when you see the grain of this piece of maple, the ripples that have obviously it's been caused when the tree's grown, the tension in it, the sort of kind of not bird's eye but a little bit burry, where you've got the branches that came out of this tree, and then just the sort of the chatoyancy of the whole piece, and the golden brown and blonde grain. It's wonderful, and it really, that's what really cemented my passion. I think I used to do engineering at school. I know a metal lathe was never the same. A piece of metal, you can get some fantastic looking pieces if you forge them properly and things like that. But for me, sticking a piece of aluminium in the lathe and turning it into a plumb bob wasn't creative enough. So when I got the chance of trying out some wood turning in 2017, I absolutely jumped at the chance, and I was hooked instantly. And I remember coming back after trying it, and just starting to watch so many different videos on it, and I was absolutely hooked. And for the next sort of year after that, I just watched YouTube, and then I eventually saved up enough money to buy a wood lathe, but the problem was we had nowhere to put it. So eventually I sort of started clearing out a bit of a lean-to shed around the back of our house, and I put the lathe in there, but it wasn't big enough, and I had to be hunched over, and it was a real awkward space. But yeah, I'll tell you more about that story if you're interested in the future, and how I got to where I am. But let me know if you've got any questions, if you've got any topics you want me to talk about. But I hope you enjoyed this bit of a trial video. Let me know what you think, and thanks for watching, and thank you for always supporting me. It does really mean a lot.